morning, Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma. Welcome to Special Report for Tuesday, August the 18th. Thank you very much for joining us. We're brought to you by KC Securities. I'm Chris Oldcorn, and I'm here with
Daniel LaPrade. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Daniel.
We've got a lot of papers.
Yes, we have a whack load of local news to get to today. We might not even get through the local news, never mind getting to other news. There's so many things that have happened in the last 24 hours.
Well, I had a quiet night. Unlike the other night, I had a very quiet night.
So none of this is stuff?
No, none of this. No, it was good. It was good on my end.
Yeah, well, it's always nice when you don't have things happening when you're a security company.
That
makes things a lot easier.
We get one busy day, and then it goes in waves.
So no
like
more kids trying to break into school that they want to go to They want to go back to school so badly that they're actually breaking into schools.
At the bit
I
now.
know.
2 weeks
left.
Who
would have ever thought that would ever happen with kids? Be like, please, can I break into the school to get in there early?
It blows my mind. I see all these kids that hang around at these places or schools or whatnot, and it's like, when I was a kid, the furthest place I wanted to be, I wanted to be a farthest away from the school. I don't want to be hanging out there. I got to be there all day as it is.
You're already there 8 hours a day, Monday to Friday.
Yeah. I don't get it, Well, but that's kids
these days, little young whippersnappers. Okay, speaking of whippersnappers, Terry Sheehan, not a kid. However, he does have an announcement coming up today at Algoma Steel. This is going to be connected to reducing greenhouse gas emissions. So we will be carrying this at 1 o'clock here on Special Report. We will not be carrying Doug Ford today because obviously this is a more important announcement for what's happening here locally. And he's making the announcement on behalf of the Minister of Environment and Climate Change. And there'll also be a Q&A there afterwards, so we'll be able to ask questions. So come back at 1 o'clock for Terry Sheehan's conference at Algoma Public Health for a Algoma Steel for a federal funding announcement. Okay, awesome. We got a ton of social media that we want to make you aware of because our social media numbers are going through the roof, and we want you to join.
That's right. So, we mentioned to you quite often in the mornings, for Facebook shout-outs. If you have a Facebook shout-out or a birthday or an anniversary, something like that, and you want to let us know, you can do that on the Facebook broadcast because we do see that live. The other ones we don't see live, so that's the one that you want to make sure that you let us know on. But you can watch. So here's what you can do. You can watch on many platforms. You can watch on Facebook. Of course, you can watch at OnTV or SiouxOnline.com or OnTV.ca. Right up there, you click on there, and there's a player. If you have a Roku device or a Roku TV, you search for OnTV. You can find us there, as well as Amazon Fire Stick. If you just want to watch on demand, like say you didn't have a chance to watch us live, you can either go back on our Facebook page, the Sioux Online Facebook, and watch it there through the videos, or you can go to YouTube, which our YouTube is Sioux Online on TV, and you click subscribe, you get a notification, click on the bell, you get a notification every time there's a video uploaded. And we put everything up there, so all our shows that we do, and we'll have some new content coming this fall. It's all up there, so we want you to subscribe there. Of course, you can like us on Facebook, Sioux Online, follow us on Twitter, which is at Sioux Online as well. We're on Instagram, which is at OnTV Channel. And of course, YouTube. And we're on LinkedIn too.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, so we're on all the major networks except for TikTok and Snapchat. But none of us can figure out how those things work. We need to hire a teenager for that one.
Yeah.
But as far as all the other socials, we figured those ones out.
Yeah, exactly.
Daniel won't do any TikTok dances, so
today would be good because it's Topless Tuesday.
Oh yeah, Topless Tuesday. We were gonna do it, but then we were like, we're not sure where we're gonna put the mic clips.
Yeah.
We figured it would be rather painful for half an hour if we did Topless Tuesday, like there is over at the car wash today. But it is what it is. So we're not doing Topless Tuesday, unfortunately. I know that a lot of you were tuning in for that. Sorry to disappoint. Speaking of topless, sort of. This past weekend, there was a boat rescue by the Chippewa County Sheriff's Office and the U.S. Coast Guard. They were called to Lake George off of Sugar Island. There's a 30-foot wooden boat, you can see in the photo there, taking on water. There were 7 people on it. It was sinking. They were about a mile and a half off the shore of Hay Point. They rescued them. Before they got there, another boat had arrived and had helped the people on the sinking boat. Now, fortunately for them, the water was only 5 feet deep there. So the picture you're seeing there is the boat actually on the bottom of the lake there. So had the boat continued to sink, at least if they would have been 5 feet of water, they would have been okay until the Coast Guard and Sheriff's Office got there. But obviously that was probably extremely scary to be on a sinking boat when you're that far off of shore.
Thankfully, you got the help there, right? Like,
I mean, they were fast. I mean, the Coast Guard's pretty good. So
yeah, that's pretty.
It's what they do.
That's pretty
It's
scary.
their thing, you know. So
Yeah.
it's not like they're really protecting America from boats coming from Canada. So, alrighty.
So,
updates.
yeah, so we'll do an update. We want to let people know the boardwalk down on the waterfront, they're going to start doing the repair work that they're planning to do there. I remember last year we had it with all those storms. There was erosion, and so they had to tender that out. So this is phase 1 that they're going to be doing, which is going to be starting at the Clerk Power Dam, that end there, coming to the White Bridge. So it's going to be phase 1. Phase 2 will be next year. So they're going to try and get all this done before winter for this phase. So there will be, like, I like to say rolling road closures all the time. Well, this will be rolling pedestrian closures or whatever. Certain areas will be fenced off and you won't be able to access it. So just know that that's going to be starting up soon. They did try to wait until later on in the year, which is good, because you didn't want to have to tie it up all summer because people want to enjoy it, especially this year. So that it will go through until probably November. That's what they're thinking. So.
Alrighty. Well, there is. I did notice when I was walking on the boardwalk the other day that there are the spots where you step down.
Yeah. The viewing platforms.
The viewing platforms. Those have all been closed all year.
Yeah, just like last year, they were so bad. The water level was so high.
Yeah.
And you can't even enjoy them. So.
Yeah. Okay, some other things are being updated in the city as well. Ward 5, this past Monday night, a week ago on Monday night at the city council meeting, they talked about the expanding broadband internet there.
Right.
And so there was an application to Canada's Centre for Excellence in Next Generation Networks to do a pilot project there, of broadband networks in Ward 5. So they're going ahead with that. There's no cost to the city for this.
Okay.
This is all private money and through the government. And basically, Councillor Gardy said he'd also like to see some more movement on the broadband issue at senior levels of government. He said, I am hopeful that both the province and the federal government will execute their respective plans for broadband connectivity in rural and remote areas. Both are long overdue. If you want to read the full story from that, our brand new reporter started yesterday, Mike McDonald. His story is up there on the Next Gen Internet. Onto online, so you can go check it out there and take a read through the whole story, because there's also some quotes from some other councillors as well and a little bit more info there for you.
And this has been a contentious issue in Ward 5 for quite a while.
Oh, yeah. Every time I've interviewed the councillors from Ward 5, they always bring up internet problems.
Internet, yeah.
And Paul Christian, who is also a councillor and a teacher, has also brought up to me that there's issues with the internet out there, that he's had problems with students and stuff not being able to connect and so on.
Absolutely, yeah. That's not even his ward, but because he teaches at Cora.
He's a teacher, yeah.
Yeah, so he's in that end of town, and you have students that come from that area, and that is a problem.
And on top of this is inside the Sioux City limits. We're not talking like out of town. This is inside of Sault Ste. Marie. It doesn't all have high-speed broadband internet access, which absolutely amazes me in 2020.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely amazed that inside the city limits.
Like how are we should be.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to segue. There's not a speed-related thing here, but we have an alcohol and drugs that netted an impaired charge. So normally, sometimes you have speed as a factor. But on August 15th, 2020, officers of the Patrol Services arrested 44-year-old Michael Caricato for impaired driving with alcohol and drugs. At 8:39 p.m., officers observed a vehicle traveling south on Carmen's Way cross the center yellow line into the oncoming lane. A traffic stop was conducted, and upon speaking with the accused, they noticed a smell of cannabis coming from the vehicle. So a subsequent search of the vehicle, approximately 259 grams of cannabis in the vehicle was located. Yeah.
Cheech and Chong mobile.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'll no wonder it smelled.
Oh, officers developed grounds to believe the accused had drug in his body. I guess so, with all that. And the test was administered. The accused performed poorly and was arrested, and later completed a drug recognition evaluation and also performed poorly. So he's been charged with impaired driving by alcohol, drugs, and possession of over 30 grams of cannabis in a public place, and he's scheduled to appear in a court on October 19th, 2020. Again,
just a little bit over that 30 grams at 259.
Just a little bit. And you know how every week there's always an impaired of some sort, or we've had
a lot of drug busts lately too.
Yeah. So
All right, now I'm gonna go into the weather. We're gonna do a little bit. We're gonna talk about things are getting hot in Death Valley. Chris needs to go to Death Valley. So, Death Valley's Furnace Creek in the Southern California desert soared to 54.4 Celsius, which is 130 Fahrenheit. That's the highest global temperature in more than a century, according to the U.S. National Weather Service.
Wow.
If verified, this will be the hottest temperature since July of 1913, which that holds the record. I think it was around 56 something in 1913. Wow. So they will need to undergo a formal review before the record is confirmed because of its significance. So that will happen soon, and we should find out if that. But that's hot.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
You know,
that is smoking hot.
Like
I would say that's hot.
Yeah.
So.
That's too much. So, but you're going to see now on our live view here of the downtown waterfront, which is sponsored by wirelesscom.ca. It's not 54 degrees there, and all of the cameras moved once again. Now we're looking at the International Bridge. I guess we didn't want to look at incomplete City Hall anymore, and we see a few clouds. Don't
worry, we'll have that shot till 2027.
Yeah, we can always go back to it. We got a few clouds. The sun is out as well. We are going to clear up, but we're only going to have a seasonal day of around 20 degrees today. But I'll have those details, your regional temperatures, your 3-day forecast, all coming up after this break. So stay tuned. We'll be right back shortly.
It's easier to say nothing than blend in. But I need to speak up for what I know is right. I have a voice. I can lead the way. I will be a light in my community.
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room, create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
And good morning. Welcome to a special report for Tuesday, August the 18th. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Thank you to KC Securities for your sponsorship. Just before we go over to the weather, Daniel, we want to let you know about the Algoma Family Services Foundation. They have their annual Great Escape Dream Draw. It has been postponed from May till now. Basically, the big prize there is a brand new Jayco J-Flight 229 RKS travel trailer and a Ford F-150 Crew Cab 4x4 XLT truck. They're valued at over $120,000, or you can take a lump sum payment of $85,000. The travel trailer is coming from Christie's RV, and the Ford F-150 is coming from Maitland Ford Lincoln. There's also 15 other prizes totaling $10,000. There's also an early bird draw, so if you buy your ticket before August the 25th, there's 5 lucky winners who will take home $1,000 each. And the grand prize draw will happen September the 29th, and there's 10 draws for $500 at that point as well. So if you want to buy any tickets, go to afsfoundationraffle.ca, so Algoma Family Services Foundation Raffle.ca, and tickets are $20 each. Now we're going to go over to Daniel for some weather. What's up, bud?
Thank you very much, Chris. There is a lot of draws and 50-50s and all kinds of things going on this year with everything being virtual, so you definitely get your fill. It's good to see, though, some of these regular contests that we normally would have or draws that are still around, so that's good. So good morning, everyone. You're going to have a pretty seasonal day today. We're not going to really get up into the heat like that 54.4 in Death Valley or our record high, which was 30.4 in 1995. We won't see that today. We're going to look at the radar here. So we've got high pressure that's kind of over top of us here. This low just south of us here over Michigan. High pressure is intact for... Now we have another low coming in. You're gonna see full screen now. The low pressure, we got Thursday, we got a mixed bag again coming. I got to use this term because this is the way this next week is going to be, and especially these next few days, Thursday and then Friday, we will see a chance of a shower as well, and Saturday once again. So you're going to see those systems kind of, there's a couple of them on there, you're going to see them move through towards us and maybe pick up some steam. So, but right now, today, we are going to have some sun, so we got to enjoy that, as well as Wednesday is going to be pretty decent as well. All right, your expected highs for the region today. 24 in Thunder Bay, 19 in Wawa, 18 in Timmins is the cool spot today for a change, 20 here in Sault Ste. Marie, 21 in Elliott Lake, and 20 in Sudbury. The expected lows overnight, 14 in Thunder Bay, 12 in Wawa, 11 in Timmins, 14 here in Sault Ste. Marie, 12 in Elliott Lake, and 13 in Sudbury. When I was doing the numbers for this morning, I did see that Thunder Bay was at single digits this morning at 6 degrees, so a little bit cool up there in the morning. Currently, we are sitting at 16 right now out there. The sun is out. We have a few clouds. That's going to clear up. You're going to see sun today. High of 20, as mentioned. No Humidex factored in as well. It is a very good day for that. 21 kilometers to the northwest for your winds, and you're going to see a low of 14 overnight with clear skies. Wednesday, we'll see some clouds move in. It's 22 degrees. Pretty seasonal once again with a low of 15. Thursday, as I just mentioned in the radar, we're forecasting a mixed bag on that day. We will see a thunderstorm potentially and some showers. A high of 24. Humidity is coming back a little bit on that day as well. And then a low of 16 overnight. Now Friday, we're bumping up a couple degrees here. Nothing like close to the 30s, but we're still going to have a bit of heat, so 26 degrees, and we'll have some clouds and some sun and maybe a chance of a shower. Right now, let's double check the sheet here. We're sitting at a 30% chance on Friday, so we could see something come in. And yeah, and a low of 17 overnight there. I was about to click thinking I was going to the next slide. Yeah, so we will see though coming up in that 7 day, because I get excited sometimes, see? And we are going to have lots of, you're going to see it's all over the map. I wish I could say that it's going to be sunny all the time, but you know, that would make my job too easy. So again, just want to remind everybody to follow us on Facebook, or like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, and go to SiouxOnline.com. You can look at all our stories there, and everything that you need to see is all there for you that we present to you here and on TV. So I'm going to send it back over to Chris.
Thank you very much, Weather Daniel for the forecast. We very much appreciate it. Also, if you are following us on Facebook and you're watching on Facebook Live, you can also hit the share button, and that will share it to all the people that you know, and they'll get the word out about our show to more people, and we thank you very much if you're doing that. And we are going to hit a commercial break, but we'll be back in 2 minutes.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
Welcome back to Special Report for Tuesday, August the 18th, morning edition. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Okay, before we get to some sports news, big news yesterday, came out late in the day, but Finance Minister Bill Morneau has resigned and will not be seeking re-election. He is stepping down amid the ongoing scandal of accepting gifts from the We Charity and then rumors of his rocky relationship with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Morneau's been the Finance Minister for the past 5 years. But he is giving up his cabinet role and his seat as Member of Parliament for Toronto Centre. But he is making a bid to become the Secretary General of the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, which is basically about the 38 largest economies in the world, basically the most developed countries. Morneau said he told Trudeau he was not going to run in the next federal election and never intended to do that. And he said it's not the right time for him to be the finance minister because whoever needs to be the finance minister needs to be there for the foreseeable future because of COVID-19 and how long it's going to take us to recover from it. So he feels that there should be another finance minister in his place, so we can expect a cabinet shuffle shortly in the Trudeau federal government. Okay, speaking of resignations, the CFL also has resigned their entire season.
Yes. They have. So they are canceling after the request for financial help was turned down. You know, that was a slippery slope for the government if they start giving money to, because then, like I said, one league's going to want it, somebody else is going to want it. So this is the first year that the Grey Cup won't be presented since 1919. And
so basically World War I.
Yeah, so just over 100 years. So they decided it was in their best long-term interest to the CFL to concentrate on the future. Commissioner Randy Ambrosie said in the statement, "We are absolutely committed to 2021 to the future of our league and pursuit of our vision of a bigger, better, stronger, and more global CFL." So they were unable to secure that financing, which with the $30 million interest-free loan that they requested on August 3rd to stage an abbreviated 2020 season. And there was no guarantee that the season would have went.
And the CFL doesn't make much money to begin with, and that's when they're actually putting people in seats. When you start social distancing, well, if you've been to an Argos game, it's been socially distanced for decades, but all the other teams would have social distancing issues, not the Argos. I mean, 10 people show up in a stadium of 20,000, so it's fine.
Not a problem.
Not a problem. Everybody gets their own section at an Argo game. However, it's unfortunate that the last time this didn't happen was when there was the Spanish flu, basically, for the CFL.
Same pandemic, yeah.
But we're going to hit a commercial break. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
What's life without making a few mistakes down the road? A few sharp turns. And doing things for what we adore, but might regret later. A trip to Chuck's Roadhouse isn't one of them. With melt-in-your-mouth AAA steaks, buttery lobster tail, half-priced apps after 9 p.m., an ice-cold draft with all your Roadhouse favorites. Chuck's Roadhouse. Food the way it ought to be, priced the way it used to.
And welcome back to Special Report for Tuesday, August 18th. Good morning, everyone. Brought to you by KC Security. And a good morning to Marnie over at Northern Lights Detailing, who just said good morning on our Facebook feed and is watching. No, we're not topless for you, Marnie. So.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry,
we apologize.
Yeah. So we're going to get into the Weather Watcher today. It's going to be a video. I came across this video, rather, which is from Florida. And it's a clear, sunny day, Chris, like you know this in Florida. And a lightning bolt hits a palm tree just out of nowhere. Wow. Yeah, like this dash cam footage covers, like it sounds like, wow. Like just like that. You'd be walking down the street on a sunny day thinking there's no actual...
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I lived in Florida for years.
Yeah.
And I've never seen lightning when there wasn't.
And it's loud if you know if you hear the audio too, like it's.
But there's almost no clouds in the sky. Like, where's it coming
That's what I mean. It's and good on that guy for having his dash cam going. If you want to send in your photos or videos for Weather Watcher, you can do so on tvweather@gmail.com. Include your name and location. Once in a while, we like to pull viral videos or something we find interesting like this. But if we find something like that locally, definitely we'll get it up. And we'll get right into the 7-day here. So, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to see a mixed bag throughout the whole week. Wednesday, we will see a bit of sun and some clouds. Thursday, we have that chance of a thunderstorm and some showers. Friday, 30% chance of showers. 26 degrees, though. We'll warm up a couple degrees. Overcast on Saturday, 24. Sunday, another chance of some showers. And then sun is back on Monday and Tuesday, back down to seasonal with the lows around 15 to 17 degrees there mostly. So that's it's going to be all over the map, basically. Keep it in simple terms.
And Marnie actually has requested that we go topless. She's not happy we didn't do that. So
she wants to sponsor that, you know.
Yeah. We'll do Topless Tuesday sponsors. Okay, just before we hit the end of the show, there's 2 charges of breaking and entering. 26-year-old Michelle Martineau and 29-year-old Xavier Stone. They were charged with breaking and entering. On August the 16th, back in July on the 7th, the 2 were accused of entering a secured parking area on Pine Street, and they stole 2 bicycles with an estimated value of approximately $2,700. They located the 2 accused on Breton Road here in town, and they were arrested both charged with break and enter and theft under $5,000. They'll appear in court October the 19th. So we've had so many crime stories in the last day or two, this week.
I mean, even here,
another big trafficking.
I got one I quickly mentioned. We're almost at the end. 2 charged with trafficking. So August 16th, Officers Drug Enforcement Unit and Patrol Services arrested 27-year-old Gina Lisa Fusco and 21-year-old Brett Ouimet for possession of a controlled substance for the purpose of trafficking. So this was near the entrance of a business in the 100 block of Queen Street. 2 individuals ran from the area. Officers located the individuals in a parked vehicle behind the business. So goes on a little bit with more details. We've had so many drug busts in the last 7-8 days. But we'll be back at 1 o'clock today. Terry Sheehan has an announcement with El Goma Steel. It is a climate change announcement for them, and we will carry that at 1 p.m. So I'll see you at 1. Have a fantastic morning. See you at 1.